What happens when an independent YouTuber takes apart a hypercar most people will never even see in real life, and the manufacturer says it shouldn't be done? Right now, the entire automotive space is locked in on what Matt Armstrong is attempting. He's rebuilding a written-off Bugatti Chiron Per Sport, a machine engineered with such precision that even touching it feels like stepping into forbidden territory. And yes, Bugatti is fully aware of what's happening. After successfully splitting the car in half, a process that Mate Rimac, Bugatti's CEO, once suggested would be impossible for an independent builder, Matt reached a turning point, not just mechanically, but publicly. He posted a message directed straight at the manufacturer. He explained the progress so far on the Chiron Per Sport and made one thing clear. So, this is the progress that we've made on the Bugatti Chiron Per Sport, and if anything, it's about to get harder from here. All of this needs rebuilding, and of course, we need to 3D print, make, and fix all the parts to be able to do that. Matt made it clear this wasn't a personal attack on Mate Rimac at all. I think if it was down to him, he would be selling us parts, but Bugatti have decided that it's not safe for us to rebuild the car, which I completely understand because I've never worked on a Bugatti before. They've decided not to sell us parts. I've got no other choice but to try and get this car back on the road my own way. See you soon, Bugatti. The message wasn't loud, it wasn't dramatic, it was calm, controlled, and crystal clear. This rebuild is moving forward, whether the manufacturer supports it or not. Standing in front of the now separated Bugatti Chiron, Matt explained exactly where the project stands. The car has been split in two, the damage is fully exposed, and the path ahead is simple, even if it isn't easy. Custom parts will be fabricated, missing components will be sourced independently, and anything unavailable will be engineered from scratch. Matt openly admitted something important. He has never worked on a Bugatti before. That honesty matters, but he also made a clear distinction. He separated Mate Rimac, the CEO of Bugatti, from the company's decision to refuse selling parts. According to Matt, if it were up to Rimac personally, the parts might already be shipped. Instead, it's Bugatti as a corporation that has decided the rebuild is too risky to support, and therefore won't provide what's needed. That distinction wasn't accidental. Matt isn't trying to attack anyone. By acknowledging Rimac publicly, he keeps things fair and professional. He directs the criticism at corporate policy, not a person. That's strategic. It shows maturity. But right after making that point, he delivered the line that truly mattered. Since they won't sell the parts, he has no choice but to get the car back on the road his own way. And then he signed off with, "See you soon, Bugatti." It wasn't a jab, it wasn't trash talk, it was a quiet declaration. The calm tone actually makes it stronger. He isn't asking for approval, he's stating what's going to happen next. Around that same time, something else happened, something symbolic. YouTube sent him a recognition package.
Look at this thing that I got from YouTube. Oh, now Kevin wants to be involved. But, excuse me.
Inside was a custom jacket with his channel name stitched across the back, along with a thank you note for the content he's been creating. He opened it on camera, genuinely excited. His dog Kevin tried to steal the spotlight, of course. It was a lighthearted moment, but the timing wasn't random. YouTube doesn't send out recognition like that to just anyone. It goes to creators who are building real engagement and real value on the platform, and Matt's channel has grown significantly throughout this Chiron rebuild. The audience isn't just watching, they're invested. That recognition says something bigger. The type of content Matt produces, transparent, detailed, showing every setback and every breakthrough, is exactly what people want to see. This isn't a polished, manufacturer-approved promo video. It's one person tackling a nearly impossible project in public, documenting every step and refusing to quit when a major corporation says it shouldn't be done. Now, where does the rebuild actually stand? A lot has happened behind the scenes. The car has officially been split, which was one of the biggest technical hurdles of the entire project. That single move answered the largest procedural question hanging over everything. With the chassis separated, Matt now has full access to the gearbox, one of the biggest unknowns since acquiring the damaged Chiron.
For the first time, the internal damage can be clearly seen and properly evaluated. The key question now, can the gearbox be repaired or will it need full replacement? If it's the latter, that opens a whole new challenge, sourcing one independently without factory support. That assessment is underway and it will heavily shape what comes next. Meanwhile, the aluminum horseshoe structure at the front of the car, a complex load-bearing component originally cast by Bugatti, is being tackled in a completely different way. Instead of waiting on factory supply, the team is using 3D scanning and CNC machining to recreate it. But they're not just copying the original. They're analyzing it. They're looking at ways to improve the design, potentially making a stronger or more refined version than the factory part itself. And that's what makes this project bigger than just a rebuild. It's no longer about restoring a damaged hypercar. It's about proving that skill, transparency, and persistence can challenge systems that were never built to be challenged. The rebuild isn't paused. It isn't waiting. It isn't asking. It's advancing. This story isn't just about fixing a damaged car, it's about proving a point most people never question. When original manufacturer parts can't be bought, that doesn't automatically mean the job is impossible. It also doesn't mean the result will be worse. With today's 3D scanning and CNC machining, independent builders can create parts with extreme precision. If the engineering is done correctly, those parts can match or even improve on the original specifications. Take the 4 radiators, for example. They were sent to a specialist in the UK named Bob. After inspecting them, he confirmed something important. None of them were beyond repair. That finding challenges the earlier impression that the car was too badly damaged to fix without factory involvement. The radiators aren't scrap, they're being restored, and they're coming back. That's not a small win, it changes the narrative. On the exhaust side, a company called Valvetronic is building a completely custom system. The original exhaust isn't available through official channels, so waiting for a factory replacement was never realistic. Instead of stopping the project, they adapted. A tailored solution is now in progress. The same approach applies to the wheels. Using detailed 3D scans, a custom wheel design is being developed to match the Chiron's exact measurements. No guessing, no shortcuts, just precision work built around the car's unique specs. What makes this rebuild remarkable isn't just the repairs themselves, it's that all of this is happening at the same time. Radiators, exhaust, structural components, wheels, every challenge that was once described as unsolvable outside the manufacturer's network is being solved step by step. And that pattern is what really matters. This isn't simply about repairing a Bugatti Chiron, it's about questioning a long-standing belief that hypercars can only be rebuilt with direct factory control. That belief has always rested on 2 claims. First, the technical claim that independent builders don't have the skills, tools, or training to handle such complex machines. Second, the commercial claim that essential parts can't be sourced outside official networks. Both are being tested in real time. The technical argument took a major hit when the car was successfully split, a process previously described as too risky and too complicated for anyone without factory backing. The entire procedure was documented carefully, not rushed, not reckless. It was done with planning, patience, and engineering discipline, and it worked. No disaster, no chaos. That moment weakened the strongest example of technical gatekeeping. Meanwhile, the commercial argument continues to unravel with each independent solution. When the repaired radiators return from the UK, that's one claim disproven. When newly machined aluminum components come back from CNC production, that's another. When the Valvetronic exhaust fits as intended, that's yet another. Each success does more than fix a part. It creates a reference point, a documented example, something future builders can point to and say, it's been done before. And that documentation might be the most powerful tool of all. Every stage is filmed, the setbacks aren't hidden, the hard moments stay in the edit. If something fails, it's shown. If a specialist confirms damage is repairable, it's shown. If a custom part fits perfectly, it's shown. This isn't someone hoping for a lucky ending and revealing only the highlight reel. It's a slow, transparent record of problem solving in action. In the end, the real rebuild isn't just mechanical, it's reputational. Piece by piece, bolt by bolt, the idea that only the manufacturer can bring a hypercar back to life is being carefully taken apart and rebuilt into something entirely different. That's why the "See You Soon" Bugatti line actually carries weight. It's not bravado, it's not denial, and it's definitely not ignorance of what's ahead. Matt Armstrong isn't confident because the road is easy. He knows what's coming: the gearbox teardown, the structural aluminum fabrication, the painstaking reassembly of one of the most complex hypercars ever engineered. That's not light work. That's the kind of project that buries people. He's confident for a different reason. He's already solved the impossible part. The car was written off. The damage was called catastrophic. The consensus? It couldn't be done outside the factory. And yet, step by step, problem by problem, he's dismantled that narrative. Not with hype, but with process, diagnosis, specialists, documentation, methodical progress. That's what changes everything. For years, manufacturers like Bugatti relied on one powerful advantage: information asymmetry. They knew how the car was built. Independent builders didn't. That gap created control. As long as the knowledge stayed inside factory walls, they could say certain procedures were too complex, certain parts too specialized, certain repairs simply impossible without them. The message was subtle but clear: if you're not us, you can't do this. But that strategy doesn't survive transparency. Every bolt Matt removes on camera, every custom fabricated solution, every specialist consultation, every engineering workaround, it all becomes public record, searchable, repeatable, teachable. A YouTube channel with millions watching in real time is the opposite of gatekeeping. And that's the real stakes here. This isn't just about reviving a Bugatti Chiron from catastrophic damage. It's about proving something much bigger: that hypercar ownership doesn't have to equal permanent dependency, that with modern tools, precision fabrication, expert collaboration, and relentless persistence, even the most untouchable machines can be rebuilt outside the factory network. Next comes the gearbox assessment, the moment that defines the financial and technical direction of the project. If the internal damage is repairable, it's another milestone. If it requires a full replacement sourced independently, that's a serious challenge, but after everything already overcome, not an impossible one. Then the next wave begins. The aluminum structure moves into production, the radiators return from the UK, the exhaust system arrives from Valvetronic Designs, and the long, meticulous process of reassembly starts. And yes, Bugatti is watching. Their leadership has already been publicly contradicted once in front of millions. Every update reinforces that moment. Every solved obstacle becomes a permanent entry in the record. So when that Chiron fires up again, built without a single part sold directly by Bugatti, "See You Soon" won't sound like a threat. It will sound like a promise kept. Because at that point, the rebuild won't just be about bringing a hypercar back to life. It will be about proving that control, once challenged with transparency and skill, doesn't easily return. And from here on out, this story moves forward on his terms.